above the crown as well, right? The crown is going to be right in here. Okay, you can do the same thing above, and I'll show you that on the opposite side. Now, when it comes to product, okay, a lot of people love a volumizing spray, a volumizing finishing spray. So today we have both for us to be able to try out with the different textures of hair. If you guys are interested in using a actual product today, okay. And you guys can see that little bit of lift. It was very flat to the head previously, okay, but now she's got some volume in there, and I can go ahead and grab a texturizing spray similar to this one, and I can add even more, right? Getting even more in there. From there, you guys, we can go to the opposite side so you guys can see what happens above the crown, okay? So above the crown, you guys can see this bang is pretty flat to the head form, okay? A lot of people have that above the crown because that hair is, you know, sitting horizontally versus sitting vertically, okay? So it's a little bit harder to create that volume in there. So again, we're gonna actually continue those diagonal back sections. So I'm gonna come right at the crown. I'm gonna section a horizontal section, and I'm gonna use those diagonal backs right up here. Except now on this side, I'm gonna be doing it the opposite way. Taking that first 1/2 inch to 1 inch, sectioning that hair out for control, and let me show you. So on this one, I'm gonna be pushing up and I'm gonna be pushing towards that way. Because I'm above the crown, I actually wanna push the bevel the opposite way for volume. That's gonna be able to allow it to swoop around effortlessly for you. That way it looks really, really good, okay? Once I get that in there, again, I wanna encourage that volume by holding it while it's able to cool for a moment, and then I can go ahead and continue. I'm now on my 355-degree setting. On this side, I use the 280-degree setting. I just want you to see the difference in the power, right? So, again, taking that diagonal back section for about a 1/2 inch subsection. Always use your clips to section for control, and never try to gather hair into your iron. Always subdivide the row so that it can all fit without over directing. I'm coming in, grabbing that bevel, and we're gonna be pushing up towards the opposite side. Start at that base. Again, we're pushing up towards the opposite side. Let me show you it with the clamps closed down. And you guys will see the difference in the curl. See how much more of a bevel that one has? Coming in, gives it more heat so it's got more of a curve. Again, I wanna encourage that, right? By holding it for a second and then we're able to drop. And now we're starting to see that volume. I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Anybody have any questions thus far by any chance? Has anybody tried?
You want to explain more of the difference, like when do you want to clamp it down and when do you want to like leave it hanging?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, I would say clamping it down for more volume, effortless, soft, leaving it open. I think that's gonna be a little bit more easier for the consumer, for you guys to be able to use it with the clamp open. I think it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge to use the clamp closed, but I think with practice, you guys will be able to use it either way, right? And so that's what I think the beauty of it is, because with the curling iron, you would have to use a clamp, right? So that's the beauty of working with your flat iron or your crimper. You're able to encourage that. I'm gonna go ahead and hold that there, get some hold in there, and we're gonna take the next section and continue. I'm gonna go ahead and have her look down so you guys can see. Again, grabbing that section, pushing it up towards the opposite side to encourage that volume. And then we're gonna hold it there. Perfect. Okay, and we can take a look and see how it's looking. Just that little bit of how nice and fluffy the bang is now. Before, the bang was like glued to her forehead, but now she's got some lift, right? And this little arc here is what people are loving to see, especially when it comes to social media photos, and it comes to the bangs, and it comes to, you know, AI, right? Which is actually creating trends for hair right now. So, very, very good stuff. Another cool thing about the iron too is that if you're open to it, you can create curl and you can create like a crimp with it. Takes a little bit more, but this is more of a maybe an avant-garde or more of a fancy technique that you can use with it, but you can. So if I go all the way down that hair strand, I can get a curl out of this. So I'm gonna show you guys that as well, okay? Now that I got that volume by the face, you guys can see the difference there, okay? Let me show you in the back section what that looks like. Would you guys like to see a curl? Full curl? So, I know a lot of times I think of this tool being able to work really well with maybe say updos, right? Or maybe it's a quick half updo, right? Which is a very trendy thing. So you'll see people take and grab that hair, maybe twist it away from the face. I think of a wedding when I think of this. I think of maybe it's a birthday when I think of this. Right? But you'll see those little tendrils around the face, and then you'll see that hair sort of pushed back and out of the way. This can help with getting that volume at the base of those tendrils, right? By pushing upward, keeping that bevel open, and then we can also create curl with it as well by just wrapping that hair around the tool, and we're able to get a nice spiral as well. Now I know everybody's probably very well versed with creating curls with their flat iron by now, right? But it's just another additional tool or way that you can use the tool once you've developed the technique, right? So helps with the volume, and it can also create curl. Awesome.
Yeah. I think like right now it's demonstrating more of like the professional use of the tool.
Mhm.
I think like as like a